I've borrowed the OnePlus 15 and iQOO 15 to put them head-to-head with the Honor Win. And I have serious doubts about the battery capacity of the Honor Win. How on earth did it hit 10,000 mAh? Last year, flagships were all around 5,000 mAh, and this year, it has doubled to 10,000. Is the data fake? Is it all just marketing fluff? Honor isn't sponsoring this. I'm doing a real unbiased review. I won't just be testing performance and cooling. I'll also be focusing heavily on battery life. Actually, the Honor Win isn't the first phone this year to feature a built-in fan. Oppo launched the K13 Turbo recently, and it also has a fan. So, what is the difference between Honor's cooling fan and Oppo's? Which one of them actually cools better? I've got both here, so let's compare them. The Honor Magic 7 was released late last year. Now the price has dropped to the 3,000 RMB range. It is still a great value for money option. Should you pick it or the new Honor Win? I've got that one as well for a side-by-side comparison. And let's throw in the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max for the ride. Since they're all here, let's test them all together. Time for another disclaimer. All these phones were borrowed from a friend. He is also a tech creator, and he works with all the major brands. That is why he has so many devices. As for me, I currently have no partnerships with any of these brands. So there is absolutely no need for me to sugarcoat anything for them. The test data is 100% authentic. The results are what they are. Zero faking involved. In this video, I'll cover aesthetics, performance, battery, signal, camera, and display. Across these 6 dimensions, comparing the Honor Win, Honor Magic 7 OnePlus, iQOO, Oppo, and Xiaomi. It is a 6-way flagship showdown. Buckle up, it is time to roll. Let's start with a spec comparison of these 6 phones. I won't read them all out. On paper, the Honor Win definitely offers better value than the OnePlus 15 and iQOO 15. The main advantages are the built-in cooling fan, massive 10,000 mAh battery, and the 185Hz display. Those are the 3 big highlights. Design-wise, I prefer the OnePlus. The back has this artistic paint-like finish. It feels great in the hand and doesn't pick up fingerprints. The Honor Win is decent as well. It has got a relatively understated design for a gaming phone. Its fan vent is located right below the camera module. The Oppo's vent is on the side frame. The iQOO 15 has an RGB light strip, which I also quite like, though some might find the light strip a bit too flashy. As for the weight, the Honor Win is about 10g heavier than the other phones. But remember, the Honor packs a 10,000 mAh battery. That is 3,000 mAh, more than the competition. All that power at the cost of just 10g extra weight. When you think about it, shouldn't we give Honor some credit? Let's dive into the performance test with the most demanding title, Genshin Impact. All special effects and graphics settings are maxed out. In pursuit of the ultimate gaming experience, the built-in image quality enhancement features of all 6 phones are also turned on. The iQOO 15's image enhancement has 3 levels. I've set it to the middle setting. The test duration is 30 minutes. The test involves exploring the open world and engaging in combat, and traversing the map when no enemies are around. One more thing, although Genshin Impact is capped at 60 FPS, Honor, OnePlus, and iQOO, these 3 devices, can use their proprietary, black technology, to run Genshin Impact at 120 FPS. Honor's tech is called frame rate enhancement, while OnePlus calls it super frame rate. Alright, enough rambling. Let's start with the Honor Win. Half an hour later, the Honor Win averages a rock, solid 120 FPS. It is buttery smooth with 0 stutters. Power consumption sits at 5.99 W. Thermals, 37.9 degrees Celsius on the front, and 36.1 degrees Celsius on the back. I won't read out every single digit, I'll just show the charts. Mostly because I'm lazy. iQOO 15. We hit a snag here. The iQOO 15 can't maintain a full frame rate. It can't even hit it while just walking around. It can't even reach max FPS while idling. I suspect it is due to a recent system update. The optimization definitely needs work. After half an hour, the average frame rate is only 113 FPS. Temperatures are shown on screen. OnePlus 15, initial temperatures as shown. After half an hour, it hits the full frame rate. OnePlus has incredibly low power consumption. At just 2.57 W, that is seriously impressive. But its thermal control still can't beat Honor. Honor is still holding the lead. Next is the Oppo, which also features a built-in fan. After half an hour, the frame rate is 60 FPS. Its thermal performance still falls short of Honor. Moving on to the Honor Magic 7. After half an hour, it stays at 60 FPS. Finally, the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max. After half an hour, it is at 60 FPS. The thermal management still isn't as strong as the Honor Win. Based on the results, having an extra fan is definitely better than nothing. So why is Honor's fan performance better than Oppo's? 2 reasons. First, the Oppo K13 Turbo is a budget-tier phone. Its processor is only mid-range, while the Honor Win uses the top-tier Snapdragon 8 Elite. You get what you pay for. This level of performance is to be expected. Second, the cooling fan in the Honor Win follows the logic of high-end gaming laptops. It uses a direct-to-motherboard air cooling duct. Beyond just cooling the CPU and GPU, it features a dedicated air duct design to direct the cool air from the fan straight over the motherboard surface and components like power modules, those minor heat sources. Oppo's fan, on the other hand, follows the logic of thin and light laptops. Its cooling mechanism works like this. The CPU, from here, transfers heat to the vapor chamber, VC, and then the fan blows directly onto the VC to dissipate heat through the fins. This is identical to the cooling method used in many thin and light laptops. Essentially, it only cools the processor. So, Honor's fan is essentially an upgraded cooling solution. Our tests show it is definitely not just for show. While this might sound like I'm shilling for or overhyping Honor, I have to admit, however reluctantly, that the results align with those from Xiaomi Evaluation and Geekwon. Honor Win is a real winner. Regarding battery life, since Oppo uses a different processor, I've excluded it from this round. We're using the Battery Dog app for the test. The test duration is 3 hours. We started the test with all phones at 100% battery. A bug occurred during the test. The OnePlus screen brightness kept auto-dimming. So, the OnePlus test results are invalid. 3 hours later, the Honor Win finished with 86% battery remaining, taking a commanding lead. It's 8 to 9% ahead of the iQOO, Xiaomi, and Honor Magic 7. Based on these results, Honor Win's 10,000 mAh battery claim is definitely legitimate. Regarding signal strength, while on the same Wi-Fi, we randomized the testing order for the speed tests. We tested clockwise, then counterclockwise. And then, in a crossover sequence, out of 7 rounds of testing, the Honor Win actually came out on top 5 times. 0 editing, 0 faking. The Honor Win ranks first in both upload and download speeds. 5 wins out of 7. Photography. Finally, I can talk about some of the Honor Win's shortcomings. Otherwise, this would start feeling like a paid promotion for Honor. Let's take a quick look at the main camera performance. The 5 phones mostly just differ in their color science. The gap isn't that noticeable. Where it gets obvious is the telephoto lens. Shooting an eye chart in 100 times telephoto mode. The Xiaomi is genuinely clear. After all, it is a high-end ultra flagship. It costs significantly more. OnePlus comes in second, looking relatively natural. The Honor Win shows a bit of noise here. Enable Honor's AI Clear Telephoto, and the clarity improves slightly, but AI artifacts are somewhat inevitable. However, the Honor Win performs significantly better than the Magic 7, as you can clearly see from this comparison. Last but not least, the screen. Checking the pixel arrangement under a microscope. The Honor Win uses a diamond-like arrangement. Presumably, a bow panel. OnePlus uses bow as well. The iQOO features a Samsung panel with excellent pixel arrangement, while Xiaomi uses TCL CSOT. Regarding flicker, to be completely honest, even though I really don't want to keep hyping up Honor, whether at high or low brightness levels, the Honor Win is miles ahead of the competition. It is definitely easier on the eyes with superior flicker control. To wrap things up, I'm starting to understand now why Honor executives felt bold enough to challenge iQOO, and why Honor suddenly launched this Win series. In English, Win literally means victory. After this head-to-head, the Honor Win really did live up to its name. It has actually been quite a surprise. Overall, at this point in time, the Honor Win is definitely a better buy than the Magic 7. If you prioritize performance and eye protection, it should be your top choice. But if you care more about aesthetics and photography, the OnePlus 15 is also a great choice. Alright, that wraps up today's video. See you in the next one.